Whether people want more government or less government, they all want efficient government. Unfortunately, public sector organizations are generally not known for their operational excellence. Recently, however, a small but growing number of public sector organizations around the world have demonstrated that it is possible to dramatically improve performance in a government setting. We spent 6 years studying improvement efforts in over 70 government organizations, ranging from small departments to entire states, in 5 countries. Some were struggling or had already failed. Others were just getting started or had made limited progress in specific areas. But a handful of high performers had developed truly world-class levels of efficiency and service. Our intent was to discover how these high performers had succeeded in transforming themselves, when so much of government is not. To get a sense for the kind of transformation we will be talking about, consider what happened in the Department of Excise and License in the city of Denver. On a hot August day, Stacy Laux walked into the department and immediately knew she had her work cut out for her. The waiting area was crammed with hot and irritated customers, so many that the air conditioning system could not get the temperature below 85 degrees. Laux had just been appointed by Mayor Michael Hancock to head the department, whose 39 employees issued some 48,000 licenses each year. The approximately 80 different types of licenses, most of which required annual renewals, included everything from individual licenses for taxi drivers and merchant security guards to business licenses for restaurants and liquor stores. Laux knew that if nothing was done, the long waits were going to get much worse. The city's booming economy meant that the number of business licenses being issued was expected to double in the next 3 years. Furthermore, voters had recently legalized the recreational use of marijuana, and the city was going to have to figure out how to license all aspects of its growth, testing, distribution, and sales. And since Colorado was the first state to legalize recreational marijuana, there were no models to follow. There was also talk of developing licensing requirements for short-term private lodging rentals, think Airbnb, and for drivers working for ride-sharing companies such as Uber and Lyft. Fortunately, Laux had a place to go for help. She called Brian Elms, director of Peak Academy, the city's continuous improvement office. He assigned one of his improvement experts, Melissa Wiley, to the department for 6 months to help Laux get things started. Although the problem seemed obvious, Wiley quickly discovered that no one had any data on actual wait times, nor had specific causes of the delays been identified. Consequently, her first action was to set up a system to measure and track various aspects of the service process in order to better understand the issues involved. It turned out that the average wait time to see a licensed technician was 1 hour and 40 minutes, with peak times of over 5 hours. While Wiley was gathering data, Laux began to mobilize her unit for a serious improvement effort. Over the next 18 months, she and her employees came up with many improvement ideas, most of which they could implement themselves. Wait times for licenses were cut to 7 minutes, and peak wait times to less than 15 minutes. As the staff were no longer serving hostile customers who had been waiting for hours, their work became less stressful and unpleasant. Morale increased, and employee turnover declined dramatically. And, despite the dramatic increase in license volume, Laux was the only department head in the entire city government who did not ask for more staff or resources in the next budgeting cycle. On a follow-up visit to Denver licensing several years later, the first thing we noticed was that no one was waiting to be served. And as we shall see, the reduction in wait times was only the beginning of the department's transformation. Rethinking improvement in government operations. There is a long history of attempts to eliminate waste in the public sector. Over the years, a number of prominent national-level commissions have recommended sweeping reorganizations and dramatic policy changes aimed at streamlining operations and saving money. More on these in the next chapter. Although these one-off efforts did make some progress, they fell far short of what was possible. Countless initiatives in state and local governments have attempted to create some form of ongoing improvement capability, typically drawing on the popular improvement methodologies of the day. Unfortunately, most of these programs produced only limited results,